Oh, oh my gosh. Is, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Celine Delgato. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, myth confirmed. That is kind of crazy. Hello, my friends. We meet again. We're doing another scary compilation video. We're on volume 11, so let's get started there.
You might want to turn on the lights for this one, as what's captured in this video is pretty freaky. Reddit user Cam Sunkissed was getting his pizza delivered to his house when out of nowhere, a raspy voice is captured on a security camera. Have a listen, it's really creepy.
So it just kind of just sounds like a kid who's whispering on his, over the Ring doorbell or a Nest or something. I'm sure they're gonna say that, maybe it's kind of like it's gibberish. So who knows really?
It's hard to make out what's being said, but viewers have stated that it sounds a lot like Spanish. Perhaps the voice was coming from the delivery man's phone. He might have been talking to someone on the phone speaker. But Cam Sunkissed doesn't think that's the case. The volume of the voice never changes. At one point, the delivery man gets close to the door. There was no change in volume as he got closer. The volume remained the same. This means that the voice had to be coming from somewhere else. Cam Sunkissed doesn't know what to make of this. He's just as spooked as everyone else. Hopefully he finds the source of the voice.
Also,
but doubtless,
what am I doing?
This is really creepy.
Full screen. Silly me. Okay. So yeah, I think like last time I paused, I think it's just a kid who's talking on the Nest. Nothing
Hopefully
really too
he
spooky.
finds the source of the voice. But doubtless, this is really creepy.
Yeah, a little. Only a smidge.
You might want to make a quick stop to the restroom before this next segment, as what I'm about to show is perhaps the scariest thing I've seen in a while. The Masonic Cemetery in Las Cruces, New Mexico, has noticed that some of its graves were being vandalized. People were either stealing decorations or destroying grave sites. The family members who own these grave sites were upset about this. One family in particular decided to set up a camera on a tree recording the gravesite of a loved one who recently passed away. It was hoped that they would capture on camera the person who was vandalizing their brother's grave. The following day, after leaving the camera there overnight, they looked at the camera's footage and saw something that left them speechless. They saw what appeared to be a little girl visiting their brother's gravesite. They immediately got chills as soon as the little girl appeared on camera. But, as if things couldn't get any more creepy, those working at the cemetery were shown the video and immediately knew who that little girl was. It was Sandra Gonzalez's 2-year-old daughter who passed away in 2018.
I'm gonna pause it right there. One, if there's a video, let's see the video. Because we just saw 2 pictures. 2, the cemetery workers recognize this, this little girl who is visiting the grave. That seems, I don't know, that seems a little bit far-fetched. Go back a little bit.
But, as if things couldn't get any more creepy, those working at the cemetery were shown the video and immediately knew who that little girl was. It was Sandra Gonzalez's 2-year-old daughter who passed away in 2018. She was
Oh.
buried at that same cemetery. Sandra writes, "I immediately burst into tears as they showed us the photo. And I was just lost at words because I know that is my daughter. There is not 1 ounce of doubt in my heart because it looks like her head to toe, from her hair to her clothes and sandals." Sandra has no explanation for this other than the belief that this was her daughter. I myself can't explain this. It's just weird to see that a little girl came by herself to this particular cemetery in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
But what do you think? I can't think of anything to explain this.
Okay. So I was originally going to say that maybe it is, that, okay, because I don't know, the story there as being told here that the cemetery workers recognize this little girl was kind of sketchy, but that still doesn't really explain why there's this little girl who's visiting a gravesite in the middle of the night. That is more compelling. The one obvious explanation would be that, maybe it was a staged photo. Some, mom just like brought her daughter to the cemetery late at night, had her go do this just to kind of, stage something. But I don't know how likely is that really? Is that something that's I don't know. It's a possibility, but I don't know how reasonable that sort of case is just to pull off a hoax. But let's get going. Moving on.
TikTok user Able3E has a friend who's been experiencing strange activity at home. One night, he saw something in his backyard and swore it was a ghost. He believes it's a ghost since he lives next to a house that's been abandoned for a long time. There's just something about this house that gives off paranormal vibes, and he thinks that this might be the source of all the strange things that have been happening around his place. He hasn't been able to capture anything on camera, but then, one night, he captures this.
Okay. Oh. Oh gosh.
There seems to be a little girl walking on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Those who've seen this video are saying that this might be an actual ghost. Abel's friend couldn't agree more. What's even more chilling about this footage is that this ghost seems to be heading towards the swing set in his backyard, which may confirm that this is the ghost of a child. The abandoned house plus the strange activity that's been going on in his place seem to point to this notion. But what do you think? Is this the ghost of a child or something else?
Okay. As for that one, again, like there's the obvious case that it could just be a little girl just wandering around at night in like a white nightgown. That's all staged once again. Nothing. There wasn't really anything that gave that made it seem like it was a ghost per se. It wasn't like spectral or anything like that. It seemed like it was very much a corporeal person, corporeal child. But no, that's still spooky, especially at night. So I'll leave it to you. What do you think that was?
Here's a short clip posted by Reddit
That
user
was
Grand
loud.
Slammer, who writes, "My buddy got an alert on his home security cam. This is what was caught."
Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to tell if it's an intruder or a ghost, but regardless, receiving a notification from your security cam telling you that someone's in your home and then seeing this must be really unsettling.
Okay. Pause it right there. So, and I think there's just another instance of, I think, I pointed this out in other videos where digital, digital cameras, I think is even like, I think especially these smaller security cameras that like a Nest doorbell, the Ring doorbell, and then like internal security cameras, they tend to have pretty small sensors in them to gesture with my fingers, and so and those type of cameras they can have a really hard time trying to process what they're seeing, and when doing so, like if there's an object that's moving like pretty close to like the background, it will kind of blend the background and the and that subject that's moving to like into one. It'll like interpret that footage and then to kind of like combine it, and so it makes it look like that figure that's like walking against the background is kind of blended with it. It kind of makes it look spectral and transparent at times, or like they're missing certain limbs, or that they don't look corporeal. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing here. Is that I think it's just a person, you know, in this like really dark area, doesn't really know how to process it. The camera doesn't really know how to process it, so it's just kind of, interpreting it by combining that. Um, that's probably the best case. Who knows? It could be a spirit. It could be that. Um, I will say it is. One thing that's interesting is that there's this like, really bright area of the house right here. Almost looks like it's daylight, or maybe they have like a really bright light on. It could also just be that, just. I think these cameras, they also have a pretty bad time with contrast. They're not really like, they are HD cameras, but they're not like HDR cameras. So this could just be a really dark area, and then this is just, overexposed. But yeah, take that what you will. I think that's just a person.
More
But
info has yet to come on this
yeah,
video.
I will say that like that kind of phenomenon I talked about. That's usually in, because I'll go back a little bit. I promise I'm not going to be going. I'm trying not to reverse the footage as much. I've learned not to do that as much because I know it's frustrating for audiences to watch me just constantly going back and forth and reversing. Um, but yeah, so with that phenomenon, it could just because the camera is focusing on this area, and so it's like only like pass. I don't want to say passively. It's like the camera's focused on interpreting the data here, so it's not really like focusing that much on interpreting the data in this area and this area. And so when doing so, it's just kind of, you know, lazily interpreting the data here and just kind of combining, footage that's not in focus. I will say that for the phenomenon, like usually for it to like kind of combine the moving subject in the background, it typically has to be like pretty far away, like several meters away. At least I would say maybe 10 or 15 feet. And this seems to be like what, maybe 5 to 8 feet, maybe 2 meter, 2 or 3 meters away. And it's kind of interpreting that, or it's kind of like, you know, processing all that. And yeah, so that's a little bit weird. Like I would expect it to kind of maybe, you know, combine the background and the subject at this distance, not so much at like this close to the camera. But yeah, it could just because it's focusing on this area, and so it's not focusing on this area. But I'm gonna say that I don't think this is ghost footage. I think this is just some person moving in the background.
This must be
And it just
really
looks
unsettling.
spectrally.
More info has yet to come on this video. If there's anything that keeps me up at night, it's videos of witches caught on camera. There's just something off-putting about these videos. And this next video is a great example of how unsettling they can be. In the following clip, a security guard is outside in the middle of the street late at night. He appears to be shouting at a pedestrian who's on the other side of the street. However, if you look closely, there's something off about this person. I'll play the clip and let you see for yourself.
Oh, man, it's from a Latin American country, definitely. And videos from Latin America, they are just another, like, yeah, I know that there's something even creepier about videos from south of the border, because it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like here I feel like, you get like, oh, there's something moving in the background, or it's like, oh, there's a shadow. Like in Latin America, they have like really creepy ghosts, like La Llorona, and then I think back to like that one instance with like that SWAT team that was trying to go through like the mental hospital, and there's that door that just keeps opening and shutting, and yeah, and then there's like, I don't know. Gosh, every time I watch these videos from Latin America, it's always like I get goosebumps. Oh. Oh my gosh. What is... Oh my gosh.
It appears that the pedestrian is actually a witch, according to those who've seen this. Now,
Yeah,
it could
I'm gonna
be the
pause
case.
Okay, this is... I mean, it's just bizarre. Real... Gosh, witches are a lot different in Latin America than they are in the U.S. I feel like in the U.S. we have, our witches are either like the Salem witches, kind of like that type of witch, or if you have like, classic cartoony with like green face, Wizard of Oz witch, or then we have like goth witches, or like Wiccans. But yeah, that's, my gosh, that it just like I was just gonna say, it kind of looks like maybe this woman is like wearing, like what do you call it in the Middle East? I don't want to say a burqa, but it's like kind of like a burqa. It's like maybe it's like a Muslim woman, because she's all black, but it's like she's so slender, and just kind of like a big, like this slender black void, and she's moaning.
That this was actually someone who was mentally unstable, perhaps a homeless individual. But viewers of the video can't help but think that this was actually a witch. The strange mannerisms and the oddly thin physique of this person point to this.
Kind of looks like she has like a hump too. If I'm interpreting this as like her back, it kind of looks like she has a hump.
Belief.
Yeah, or like maybe it's like maybe it's like a nun in all black. Like she's moaning.
Whether real or not, there's something about this video that's unsettling.
Yeah.
It's videos like these that I can't stop thinking about and that keep me up at night.
That's like, it's also just like on this like abandoned, I don't want to say abandoned, but it's just like this deserted street. Middle of the night, it's also like crazy that this is really well lit, but she's like completely enshadowed. Like we don't get any detail, and I feel like I can make out details in the background. It's like, windows and stuff. It's not like the best quality because it is taken at night, but it's a well lit area, and yeah, I can't make out any detail of this woman.
Whether real or not, there's something about this video that's unsettling.
Sorry.
It's videos like these that I can't stop thinking about and that keep me up at night.
Oh. Why did I get the sniffles?
It's one thing to encounter paranormal activity, but it's another thing to make it occur. Grace Adeline has had numerous strange encounters at home, but each time something strange happens, she is unable to capture it on camera. It might be because she's either too scared or shocked to pull out her phone and record. In the heat of the moment, it's understandable to be paralyzed with fear. But then one night, Grace was able to capture one of these strange encounters. Oddly enough, she was able to make the supposed ghost
Okay,
do
door
something.
opening.
Oh my god. What is happening? Can't move it again. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my.
Language? How about... I might need to censor that, because I don't really want to have language in my
Oh,
videos. Usually,
Oh dear.
usually Bizarre Bubs is good about censoring his clips. When someone, yeah. I'm not really opposed to language, I just kind of... I feel like it's best for the YouTube algorithm. I want to try to, keep it, like, PG, but, scary PG. Scary PG. It's, I feel like you can have, like, family-friendly, scary videos.
Oh god. Can you close it please? Okay.
Very nice.
Many viewers have stated that
What
it
a
could have been
polite
a
ghost.
draft that caused the door to close, but Grace has stated that the window in her room was closed. If that's the case, then this has got to be the most obedient ghost I've ever
Yeah.
seen. I see no harm in keeping a ghost who listens and respects one's privacy. Now,
Yeah, just having like, yeah, I mean, if you're haunted by a friendly ghost, yeah, there's no need to call the Ghostbusters. Just like, yeah, he's a polite ghost. He closes doors. It's almost like having a smart house. You just, if you need to like, do things like, hey, hey, ghost, can you open the fridge for me? Can you go get me? I need a soda. Just like, brings it over to you. It's like, oh gosh, I forgot something. It's like, ghost, can you go grab my purse? Or it's like, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's kind of hot in here. Hey, ghost, can you turn up the AC? Thank you.
if only all ghosts were like that.
Yeah. So as far as that video, I think two explanations that maybe there's someone behind the door over here that's that's opening it and closing it.
God. Can you close it please? Okay. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, there could be someone like right over here, but hold on, I have to sneeze. I think. Why do I have my mouth open? That's... Okay, I still need to sneeze. Now I'll just have... Oh, my sinuses. See, it looks like there could be someone behind there, although this does seem to be like... There's this banister here, so maybe there isn't anything behind this wall. Huh.
Oh dear.
Could be a draft.
Oh,
That's
dear.
possible.
Oh god. Can you close it please? Okay.
Many viewers have stated that it could have been a draft that caused the door to close, but Grace has stated that the window in her room was closed. If that's the case, then this has got to be the most obedient ghost I've ever seen. I see no harm in keeping a ghost who listens and respects one's privacy. Now, if only all ghosts were like that.
Trigger warning for snot.
The ghost of Facebook. So recently, something strange has been happening on Facebook. A profile by the name of Celine Delgado Lopez has been popping up under everyone's friend list. The weird thing about this, though, is that no one recalls ever adding this person. She just randomly appeared on everyone's list.
Okay, let's put that to the test. Celine Delgado. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Look. Yeah, maybe it is a very popular ghost. Whew. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Holy. I mean, I think there's some other people there. Maybe I'm doxing them right now. But wow. Ooh. Okay, so
If you have an account, you can check to see if she's
there's
on
a
there.
lot of them.
It's very likely that she is, but just know that you can't remove her. You can only block. What's even more strange about this is that Celine Delgado Lopez was the name of a young woman who disappeared years ago. She has yet to be found. However, some believe that she passed away and that this account was made by her ghost as an attempt to communicate with us. There's so many theories on this, but the most popular one seems to be this one. Of course, this could have been made by someone who thought it'd be funny to make an account named after a missing person. I'll let you decide whether or not this is a hoax, but for now, it remains a mystery as to who created this account. The person who shot this video was upstairs in her room when she looked out her window and saw something that caught her attention.
Okay.
At first, she couldn't make out what she was seeing, but after getting a closer look, she was shocked to see what it was.
I do kind of want to go back to that because, yeah, that is. I mean, this is real. I mean, not on my friends list, but there's a lot of profiles named Celine Delgado Lopez, and maybe they're just following a trend or something. But yeah, myth confirmed. That is kind of crazy. Like it almost seems like I almost want to say an urban legend, but what's like the new term for urban legends? It's new myths. It's kind of like Slender Man and I can't forget what is it? It's
Is a hoax, but for now, it remains a mystery as to who created this
like Jeff the Killer. I forget what it's creepypasta. Like yeah, this is like a creepypasta.
account.
Dang. So yeah. Now there's
person
someone
who
in the
shot
woods.
this, she couldn't make out what she was seeing, but after getting a closer look, she was shocked to see what it was. In her backyard, she saw what appeared to be a hooded figure resting on a tree stump.
Yeah.
The creepiest part about this is that the hooded figure looks as though he's staring at her. When she saw this, she immediately grabbed her phone and began to record. She then went downstairs to get a closer look, but once she got there, he was already gone.
Huh.
Now, I say he as it might be a man, a person, but I could be wrong. This may in fact be something entirely different. Perhaps some sort of apparition, judging by the way it looks. It kind of has this shadowy quality to it, making it seem like it's a ghost or something. Whatever this is, it sure is pretty creepy. And it's a lot more creepy to know that this thing was in your backyard.
Yeah.
There's no way that you'd be able to sleep at night knowing this.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Bigfoot, but it's not moving. Like if it was someone who was moving,
Entirely different. Perhaps some sort of apparition, judging by the way it
doesn't
looks.
appear to be moving.
It kind of has this shadowy quality to it, making it seem like it's a ghost.
So it could just be an example of pareidolia. As I keep mispronouncing pareidolia, but it's pareidolia, which is, what we were designed to like recognize, to see faces, or just kind of familiar objects that look like people. It's where I think the uncanny valley also comes in. And I mean, it does look like a person sitting on a fallen tree, maybe like a Sasquatch or something. But it's not moving, so
Ghost or something. Whatever this is, it sure is pretty creepy.
Moving?
And it's a lot more
Camera's
creepy
moving.
to know that this thing was in your backyard. There's no way that you'd be able to sleep at night knowing this. I know I wouldn't. This last video is another reason why I stay away from messing with the occult. Garen, who is the person you see right here, filmed this video 10 years ago and hasn't released it ever since. It was up until now that he decided to release this video. The reason why he didn't release it is unknown, but I can't help but think that it was solely
Ouija board.
because he was afraid of showing others. What he captured on camera is really creepy.
Stop looking at me. I don't want to do it anymore.
Come on, one more question.
No.
Promise.
Just do one more question, just for the fun of it. Y'all made me stay down there when I wanted.
You're not doing it right now, Shelby. You don't feel the thing moving when you don't see it moving when you lift it up.
He has this very charming Southern accent. I was gonna say this poor guy is terrified out of his mind right now. Oh
Well,
gosh.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Just one more question.
Just one more, you promise.
I promise. Come on.
Just one more. This will be it. I promise. Well, I can't say that because I'm not doing it. But
What do you want me to ask?
just ask it if it's gonna harm y'all or if it means harm or something. I don't know.
It's a freaking evil spirit, Shelby. Of course it means harm.
Well, I'm
Just
just
ask it.
saying.
It's
Just
a good
ask.
I love this guy. He's lovable.
Do you mean us any harm? Ah, no.
Ooh, ooh.
No.
Oh my God! There's no way that thing just flew by its freaking
Oh,
self.
I mean, I think they're pulling a prank on him because, it's. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it with Ouija boards where like you can put like a magnet underneath, and then like and they have a magnet underneath the table and kind of move it that way. I think that's like one of the oldest tricks in the books when it comes to seances and Ouija boards. It's also the thing about Ouija boards is that I want to say it's because it was originally a board game, and so I think it's still like held under copyright with like Mattel or like Parker Brothers. So it's like, Ouija boards are not exactly this like really old thing. It's this, it's a relatively maybe like a century or so old. So but that's like now this does seem to be like a custom made one.
Question, just for the fun of it. Y'all
Looks like it's a like cardboard board they made, and maybe
made me
Yeah,
stay
it's-
down there when I wanted.
You're not doing it right now,
The little
Shelby. You
placket
don't feel the
is-
thing moving when you don't see.
so I'm not. I don't want to talk over these people, but it's like this placket or marker also seems to be custom made too. Well, maybe it's also another piece of cardboard. Which actually, that probably plays into it more because cardboard is very light, and then if they put a magnet underneath it, it would seem like it's gliding. Other than like instead of having like a big, because plastic is kind of heavy, it's a little bit, it's much more dense than cardboard. So like if you have a magnet, it's not going to be as effective than putting something on cardboard and then it'll just like glide right across the table.
See it moving when you lift it up.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No.
I think this is a.
No way that thing just flew by its freaking self. No.
Maybe it's best to stay away from games like these. I've seen too many videos to know that
I think they're just pulling a prank on this poor guy. I'm very skeptical when it comes to Ouija boards, but who knows? Maybe you never know for sure.
nothing good comes from messing with the occult. But that's what I think. Whether or not you want to play is up to you. But I'd be more than happy to hear your stories and experiences with such games. They're always interesting and spooky to hear.
Yeah, that's where the video's gonna end. So yeah. Anyway, that was volume 11. So that was pretty good. Few good spooks here and there. Definitely like what was this? There's that one. That one was like, eh. The Girl in the Cemetery was kind of freaky. Then there's the one that was like, it was like the girl who was like, yeah, this one. That was freaky too. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, no. Gosh. It's only a few minutes ago, but I already forgot about, like, this weird Latin American witch. Dang. Anyway, well, thank you for joining. So I think I'm going to still be releasing these videos every day for September and October. We'll see how well they do. I might release 2 videos a day if they're doing really well. So yeah, like, subscribe, spread to your friends, ring the bell, do all that, and also follow Bizarre Bubs because I'm using his. He's the guy who created all these compilations. He's doing a really great job. I love it. Like, he creates consistently good content. Some of the videos are hit and misses, but like at least every video there's at least something that's like pretty scary in it. So absolutely go follow him, subscribe to him. He's great. But yeah, thanks for joining. I'll see you guys tomorrow.